Hey everybody, welcome back to the Winner's Circle. I'm Derrick.
And I'm Cody.
And we are here with the first episode of Celebrity Big Brother. Cody, this was a crazy one, right?
Yeah, it was, I don't know about if I would describe it as crazy, but before we get into the episode, guys, we're going to be going through the entire Celebrity Big Brother season. We're going to be doing lives on our YouTube channel. We're going to then cover Big Brother Canada, which is coming on after. So if you guys do not want to miss out on anything that is coming from this channel, the Winner's Circle, please subscribe to the channel. Subscribing is free. All you have to do is link an email and then turn on those bell notifications so you're notified immediately when the video drops. They usually drop in the morning, but this really helps us grow. It's really helping our channel. We're seeing the positive growth, and that means that we are putting out something that you guys are liking, and so we really appreciate it. So to help us, subscribing, leaving comments, liking the videos, that really, really helps.
And they cost you nothing. And we have had some people, let me shut off my overhead light here. We have had some people say like, oh, we missed the live. How do we miss the live with you, Stephanie and Tiffany? Honestly, no joke. If you had notifications on, even if we decide to go on at a random time, you're going to at least have the option. You'll get notified. Hey, we went live. If you want to check it out, great. If you don't, that's okay too. But it definitely is going to allow you that opportunity where you're not catching it afterwards. And you still will be able to watch it, but it's so much more engaging when you're in the comments, we're responding to you. It's honestly a lot of fun. The BB draft went over very well. Thank you for everyone who tuned into the live. Stephanie and Tiffany are rock stars. We knew that was going to be the case. That's why we want them. It's a really cool dynamic. And we're looking forward to seeing how that plays out. We did have a couple, well, it wasn't even a couple, it was one person, but I'll still address it, where they were like, oh, we don't want to hear like, comment, subscribe at the beginning of every first video.
We're going to
do that. It's going to be there because ultimately, that's what the whole thing is. We want people to know about it before they tune out. Someone may not make it to the end of the video. So, unfortunately, if you don't like that, sorry, not sorry, not going to change. Is that fair to say?
Very fair to say. Appreciate you saying it.
And we don't want to alienate our audio listeners, because there are thousands of you that are listening on audio, which we do also appreciate, because both sides help. So if you're on audio, you prefer to listen to us as you're driving to work or going to school in the morning, please take 2 seconds. Obviously, get notifications for our podcast, but also if you're enjoying what you're hearing, click the 5 stars, whether it's on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, because it boosts us up in the algorithm. It gets more ears on our podcast, which is going to help us grow, better equipment, better mics, all that good stuff. So I think it's a win for everybody, and it costs you nothing. So we really appreciate it. Want to dive into it? I know we had a couple ideas about how we were going to address this episode, because there's not a lot of recap. Right? There's not a lot not to recap, but I thought maybe we could go through each cast member individually now that we've kind of seen them in the wild, now that we've kind of seen them in the Big Brother element, because we had our first reactions. Some of them we didn't even know. Now we know them. Now we get we got a little bit of a sneak peek into how they're going to conduct themselves in the house. So maybe your opinion changed. Maybe it didn't. I know my opinion changed on a few of them, so I'm interested to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, I thought it was nice to actually see them get into a house and interact. I thought, hearing Lamar Odom's story, I almost am like a little pissed that I didn't pick him in my fantasy team, because I'm rooting for him. He's been through a lot. This guy's been through a ton in his life, and it kind of hit. Like, I felt myself like choked up watching him talk about it after seeing him talk about on the live, or I don't even know, because the live feeds aren't coming on, but there was a clip of Lamar Odom talking to Todrick about Chloe and how it's like, he's like, I wish I could go back in time, because that time of my life, I wasn't all there. Like, I was dealing with drug abuse, and I had no idea that he even lost a kid either. Like, this guy was going through a lot. And this guy, honestly, I feel like he can do well now, just seeing that first episode. He's just going to be chill. He's not going to be an insane Big Brother player, but I also don't see people viewing him as a threat ever.
You know what's good about Lamar that I love, and we hadn't talked about this. I guarantee you, the guy that we're seeing on the show is exactly who he is when the cameras are off. Like, he doesn't put on the show. He's not there. He's there. Listen, at the end of the day, he's still there to promote a book. He's hoping that he can get back in the limelight. He even said it, like, hopefully somebody sees my face and wants to pay me a bag. He's trying to make it. I mean, he's not playing basketball anymore. It appears that he kind of probably burned through a lot of his money, doing the things he was doing. So he's definitely looking for a paycheck. But I also think he's in there he doesn't know any other way to be but Lamar Odom, which is which is definitely something that's a rarity in Big Brother. Usually everyone has this mask that they put on. So it's inviting. It makes you want to root for him. I hear where you're coming from. And you said it too. Like, he's made some mistakes, but at the end of the day, we all deserve a second chance. Unless you've done something to a child, then you should be just,
You
put
don't
to
have
death.
a second chance, yeah.
Yeah. But I agree with you. Like, he seems like a chill, humble dude that, genuinely wants to do better.
Yeah. Which is why it was easy to, and also the reason why he's just who he is because when you're an athlete, you just grow up and there's one rule. I'm here to work harder than the guy next to me and to beat the people across the field, the court, whatever it is. And so he is who he is. And I like that because a lot of these other people, actors, television personalities, they all have this persona that they feel they have to keep up with. And they feel when the cameras are on, this is how I have to act, this is how I have to be. And that to me becomes like a little bit inorganic because, and you're going to get that because we have like these people are, these are entertainers.
We're going to get to him. But you said you think he has a chance to do well in the game. Why?
I think he's going to do well because I think he's going to be so chill and so likable that people aren't going to target him. I think they'll start to cannibalize on each other because, you mentioned the alliance that formed or whatever we're going to call it, the group of people, it was so funny because the two picks on my fantasy team both walked in the house 1 and 2. And I was like, what? And I was like, they knew each other. I was like, what? And this was stuff that I didn't know going into it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It definitely changes the dynamic for me as far as, who I think is going to do well, who I would have picked in the BB draft, knowing these things. But for Lamar, I don't think he'll be like first boot because I do think he's very likable. He's relatable, in a lot of ways. And he's also, everyone knew who he was when he walked in. You know what I mean? So that's going to be a feather in his cap. But I think that like his eviction is just like delaying the inevitable. I don't think he's going to make it to the end. I don't think he has any strategy in mind. I don't know how well he's going to do in the competitions because they're not really, unless he's shooting hoops, like it's going to be difficult.
Being as tall as he is, it's not easy to do anything.
It's awkward.
Anything with movement. Like even that comp, when I saw, I was like, dude, this guy's going to struggle. Because I saw him going out and it was like, he was like a baby deer walking out, like how their legs, it was like with the soft ground. It's just, I don't know. I was like, man, this guy's not going to be able to last here.
I want to move on to another one, Todrick Hall.
Yep.
He's someone that you and I were really high on coming into the game. We both know him personally. What'd you think of the first night with Todrick? Is it what you expected?
Yeah, I think I just comment on this. His outfit was fire. I don't know what shirt he wears, but like the style that he wore is something I was like, I could just pick that off and wear it. Like that would be a style that I would wear. So I bet
his budget for that wardrobe. Well, actually, you did just win $500,000. So
yeah, not the same budget. We don't live on the same budget.
Yeah, we've seen his house.
Yeah. So I like Todrick. I turned to Christy when I was sitting there watching. I'm like, it's so frustrating because I knew I wanted to really at the end of the day, after Stephanie didn't pick Todrick, I was like, that's a no-brainer. But I really wanted to leave it up to Stephanie to either pass on him or take him. And she took him, which
you mean
honestly, Stephanie. Yeah. Tiffany. Once Stephanie passed on him, I wanted to let Tiffany have that option. And then if she did pass on him and let you have him, I would have been pissed.
Yeah.
But I was assuming because I thought like she stayed with him for so long. I was like, there's no way she doesn't take him. And it would probably mean more to her to take him. So I let her be able to pick Todrick and she did. I think he's going to win the game. He's super, super likable.
Yep.
You can tell he's going to get along with everybody. And I don't think he's going to be the person that as he gets along with people ends up like overdoing it, putting his foot in his mouth, rubbing people the wrong way. You know who I think could end up doing that? My pick.
Which one? Where was your pick? You got to refresh my memory. Carson?
Kressley.
Yeah, Carson, he could be a little much for people because he's got to have... He's narrating the whole show, and I think that will get old. Well, actually, I mean, instead of just, kind of hitting on him, let's do Carson, because Todrick, I agree with you, and we can get into it more. I think everything you said, yes, and also the fact that it appears he might already be in an alliance with people he knows outside the house, and we can get to it later, but it's 4 people in a house of 11.
Yeah.
Pretty good odds.
That's a big, it's not the same as a 4-person alliance on 16 with 16
no,
players.
I mean, when you're a quarter of the house, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. And so you mentioned Carson. He's your pick. He was the first one through the door. No doubt in my mind, he's there for the show.
Yeah.
He's there for
100%.
He's there. He's in character the whole time.
Yeah. Which I think will end up being a little bit much for the people in the house. Like, even though it's a shorter season, you and I both say this all the time. A week is not a week in the Big Brother house. It's much longer. It seems longer. It seems like a lot more time, and people get on your nerves very quickly. I think that if he can't like kind of dial it back, which we're talking Big Brother strategy here, people. We're not talking about these celebrities because we know that they have a persona. So when we give our opinion on what's going on, it's from a Big Brother strategy standpoint. And that's why I only want to say that, because what I'm going to say is I think with strategy, people are just going to see him and he's just going to be like kind of always involved in the conversation, always talking, always the lead
always
person,
gossiping.
always
Every time you walk in a room.
He's always going to want to take control of a conversation. And when it comes to Big Brother strategy, that's not great. We say that all the time. I don't know how it's going to translate, though, with the celebrity realm, because like you just said, he seemed to know almost every person in the house.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what's that relationship? Are they going to be like, oh, well, I know Carson. This is how he is. He talked over me. It's not a big deal. Or he interrupted this conversation. It's not a big deal. I love him. I'm going to be friends with him outside of the house. So that's not a big deal. We're just going to move past it. There's people in here that I don't know and I'll never talk to after this. So I think he can do well because of that, but I think he's going to be someone that puts his foot in his mouth. And that was my first
And everyone's
pick.
a big personality in there.
Yeah.
They're all big personalities. They all want the limelight. They're, to a certain degree, every one of them are there for an opportunity to be discovered. And they all know that in order to, stand out, you got to speak. You got to be involved in what's happening in the house. And Carson, after at least his first episode, you can tell he has an objective, and that's to be involved in some way, shape, or form in every conversation. Moving on, but sticking with the same kind of alliance group, whatever you want to call it. It was a foursome, would be Cynthia Bailey. You said it. I didn't know it either. She was the second one in the house. Her and Carson know each other, and it seemed like they were like, oh, thank God it's you.
Yeah.
Like it almost felt like they had talked maybe beforehand. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe, maybe yes, no, maybe no.
I think this is a different situation than what a normal season is. I think.
I don't care if they even did, by the way. Yeah. But I mean, it's like, I feel like they might have known that, they were going to be playing with each other.
Yeah. You pick up on stuff like that because you're more aware of like body language, listening and all that stuff.
Well, what Carson say? He was like, oh, it's you.
Yeah. He said that, but I just thought like, oh, he knows. Like, oh, look, he knows her. He watches The Housewives.
It wasn't like an over big reaction. Like, oh my God, it's you. It was like, oh, it's you. Yeah. Like, I didn't expect to see you this quick. Yeah. But okay.
I see what you're saying. Like, oh, it's you. Like, I can't believe
he wasn't surprised.
I thought you were going to be like eighth.
Mm-hmm. He wasn't surprised.
Because we were texting right before this because they may not have taken their phones. I don't know.
Yeah. No. But, so, I thought she has potential. She's got a strong group. She grouped with her. She seems like she's going to be sociable. She's in the conversation. As her daughter said, not going to be the strongest competitor when it comes to physical competitions. Yeah, but you don't need to be in Big Brother to win the game. No. You just gotta be in the bigger group. You just gotta have the numbers.
Yeah, here's the thing that I did want to say. I had to I was like, wait a minute, what did they just say? I'm gonna dog on you a little bit. It was Todrick.
Say that was athletic.
No, yeah, you knew exactly what
I said it. I was like, athletic. They called a lot of things.
I sat there and he goes, I like to have my game like Derrick and Dan, which we hear that every year. But then he went on to describe the both of you as athletic. I was like, Dan, the twig on the screen right there, and Derrick?
What physical comp did I win?
The athletic.
I was on my back half of
the
season.
You are an athlete. I'm not going to say
20 years ago.
Yeah. I was like, Todrick, what are you talking about, bro?
In the context of Big Brother athletes, that's that. I mean, that I wasn't even like top 5. No, I mean, there was only 8 guys in our house. I was probably top 6 or 7, right?
Yeah, over probably like Donnie.
No, I don't even know. Donnie beat me in more physical comps too. So fuck, I'm.
You might not have been, bro. You might have been the bottom.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Shit,
was I bottom 1?
You might have been the.
Because Zach was pretty athletic too.
No, who fell off the Turner before
Zach
you?
fell before me.
So I guess you're more athletic.
Hayden was more athletic than me. You were. Frankie, Devin, Caleb. Yeah, I was 7th. Wow, that hurt. That hurt. Move on. That one hurt.
I mean, I would have never brought it up if it wasn't for Todrick describing you as athletic.
But I agree with you. That's why, like, I saw it. I'm like, I've been given a lot of compliments in Big Brother. Athletic has never been an adjective to describe me.
I thought it was epic. I literally, I was sitting there and I turned to Chrissy. I go, "Do you hear what he just said?"
Yeah. Yeah, no, I was
Man.
like, okay, I'll
Sure.
take it.
Why not?
I'll take it.
But
Well, what did you think of what were we saying? We were talking about Cynthia.
Cynthia, not much. You know, it's the first episode. This is the problem, is that there's not a lot for us to touch on. We did this when we had 16 people to talk about on Big Brother 23. In the first week, there's not much to touch on. I don't know how to judge who can do well. I just know that Cynthia in the first episode didn't do a crazy amount. You know, she's in that group of 4, which could be a positive. The only unfortunate thing is you have a group of 4 and none of the 4 won the HOH, but we don't know who's going to get the twist, the benefit. So,
Yeah.
I mean, one of the people in this 4, it sounds great, but they could end up going up and going home this week because neither of them won any power.
All right. Rapid fire. I'm going to keep them coming at you.
Yep.
Shayna, the 4th member of this group. What did you think of her? Shayna Mokler, Travis Barker's ex-wife, and also I guess she had a relationship with Oscar De La Hoya. I didn't know that.
I think she's just somebody that's kind of she's going to be in there until she's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I think it's gonna be drama with her though. You don't think there's gonna be some drama?
You
You don't
think?
think she's gonna? I think she's gonna voice her opinion on some things. She's already said it. Like, I have a problem keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah, she said. I mean, I didn't know about the thing that she said with Chloe.
Yeah, called Chloe a donkey or something like that.
Yeah, donkey or something on national television. That's gonna be great. So yeah, she could be involved in some drama. What I did notice? Somebody commented on our live video and said that Cynthia was not a quiet one and like a chill one. She was like in arguments and stuff. Did you see that?
But compared to like, I didn't see the season. Like, I'm not an expert, but like compared to like some of the other house guests on that season, I believe it was like Candy and Nene. She was not like the main one. She, but she definitely got in beefs. They all did. So
Yeah.
I mean, listen, in a house like this, I see especially some strong personalities that could definitely get annoyed with people really fast.
Strongest personality in the house, you think?
Oh, it's got to be Carson. I mean, he's just over the top.
Yeah.
He's just over the top on everything. I will say another person that we can talk about right now who I think is going to have some issues and going to be a strong personality and doesn't pick up on Big Brother, Misha Tate. Yeah. Misha Tate, when she said, what do you think about that moment where she promises Todrick safety during the HOH competition, could turn around and easily promise it to Teddy too, even if she doesn't intend on keeping it. But she's like, nah, sorry, can't do that for you. And you could tell Teddy was perturbed by it.
Yeah, I mean, you know how I feel when you use words that I have no idea what the meaning.
Not happy.
Context clues, obviously.
Yeah, she wasn't happy about it.
I don't like when you do that.
Yeah, okay. I don't mean to. I have to make up for big words with my lack of athleticism.
Touche. I thought that was horrible. I thought it was horrible. Right? I was like, how in the world do you turn and make a deal and then immediately turn to your right and make a deal and then turn to your left and not make a deal and think that there's going to be any relationship or any semblance of a relationship between you and Teddy after that?
Nah, they're already going to have problems. Teddy was not happy about it.
Yeah,
you can
and
tell Misha,
rightfully so, right? Can you imagine?
Like you just promised one dude, so I know where I stand. I know I'm on below him on your totem pole already.
I mean, it's not even below him. Below, I don't know, a bunch of other people that are sitting there because she's like, you promised him pretty quickly. It wasn't even that slow. Like she was sitting there, like eavesdropping.
What an awkward moment.
Yeah,
have we ever seen that before? Where it's like, if I drop, will you keep me safe? Yeah. No.
Well, I just want to be honest with you because I'm honest. And wouldn't you rather me be upfront and transparent? I don't know.
I'm glad Misha won the first comp. I think she goes very early. I think she is going to be, if I had to put money on someone whose voices an opinion about someone else in the house, she is definitely an alpha. And you can tell she just like, she thinks she's very high on herself. And I think, she doesn't give a crap that they're celebrities. She's going to tell them where to go if they talk down to her or she just misconstrues something as them talking down on her. She's going to let them know. But we talked about her. We might as well finish up with her as well and continue on. Teddy Mellencamp. What do you think of her? Initial impression?
Super impressed by how long she stayed up there.
And now, dude, I think we owe her a little bit of apology. She could be better at this game than we thought. I mean, we didn't know who she was.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is. The saddest part was that we didn't know a lot of these celebrities going in. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we had seen a lot of them. So we're still kind of learning about them. But I like Teddy over Misha.
Oh, 1,000%.
Like her chances, not like, I like her, but like her chances. I like
1,000%.
Misha showed you right there a lot about how she's going to treat this game. If she's planning on nominating you, she's probably going to tell it to your face.
Yep.
If she's going to backdoor you, she's going to tell it to your face. And as we know, as they start to learn the game, even if they have an opportunity to, because it's going to be so fast paced, they'll be like, all right, she's too much of a threat. She just won the first competition. It wasn't like it was a crazy easy competition to win. She's going to just put people on the block. She's not going to try to beat around the bush. I see her being the type of HOH that listens because she knows she has to, but probably doesn't say much to people and is going to make people feel uneasy and uncomfortable. And that's not a good thing for following for like future weeks. So I think she's going to be, if Teddy can get through the week, but my first thing was, I think Teddy's going to be on the block.
I think so too. Yeah.
Like, how is she not going to be on the block?
She's got to put her on the block now.
Because the story's going to get around. They're going to be like, like Todrick, like we saw you talking to her. What was that about? Oh, Teddy, we saw you talking to her. Did she, give you a deal? No, she said no. And then this person's going to go talk to this person. This person's going to talk. And Misha, I could see being like she's telling people that? Well, now guess what? She's going on the block.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I can see happening.
I think Teddy's in trouble. I want to move on to someone we were really, because just conversely, we were not too high on Teddy, but we were like really excited about this person, Chris Kattan.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yikes is right.
I mean,
the years have not done this man justice.
Well, you know what I didn't think about before we started, and I knew this. He was on stage. It might even been at SNL, and he fell off and broke his neck.
Oh, no.
He had broken his neck, and it looks like it was bad because you can tell he's very immobile as far as his neck and back are concerned.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah. When we were talking off camera before this about it a little bit, and I forgot that I have to mention that, but he had broken his neck back in the day. I believe it was SNL. Weigh in the comments. It was definitely on a stage where he just fell off. But for me, physical wise, nothing against him. He's not going to be able to do much. He held on like a minute in that competition, and I think that he's someone who's there, doesn't know the game, is going to be funny, but he's going to be someone that nobody really has like a strong attachment to, and he's going to go on the block as maybe a pawn, and eventually he'll go home. I don't think he's going to cause any drama, though. I don't think he's going to cause any beef.
He's not going to. He's going to try to be like the lighthearted, the funny guy. And if he goes on the block, he's going to be the one that's very understanding, which is never a good thing because then you just continue to get put on the block. But I don't know. He did nothing for me, and I was super high on him coming in. I was like, oh my God, I love Chris Kattan. And I didn't know that about him. That has to be a struggle. Just day to day.
It was back in the day. But I think it was after like his big movies. Again, you guys are watching. You're already typing as you're hearing this, so the answer is going to be there. But we'll follow up on it. Leading to another Chris Kirkpatrick. I'm interested to hear what you have to say on him. He is one of my picks for the draft. I'll let you go first. What your thought is on him?
Okay. I like that he pulled the whole, okay, I'm not going to tell people I'm a super fan. That made me realize, okay, see, this guy's super aware. And you knew that was going to come. When somebody that is a super fan of the show plays it, they have, some insights, but you can also go the Frenchie route. But he was, I don't know what he's going to do for me, though, during the season. I don't know that he's going to be in a ton of relationships. Like, people are going to like him, but I don't find him being in alliances because you find, Carson knew a ton of people, so he's already got himself into a group of 4. I think Todrick and Lamar, you saw them having like really good conversations, so you could see something happening with them. I think Chris Kirkpatrick is going to be a guy that is liked, but almost finds himself on the outside of all these alliances that are forming. And so, I don't know. But then again, that's not a horrible spot because as the alliance, if he's close enough when the alliance implodes, it could benefit him. But I don't know.
It's almost like you've played this game before, once or twice. He is that guy where he's going to be a good player, but he's going to be on the outside looking in, and that might even make him more of a threat because the bigger alliance, if it does happen to be Todrick and Carson and Cynthia and Shayna, and they bring in like Lamar, they're going to say, who of the outsiders, like Chris Kattan and Mariah and Chris, who's the best player out of them? Oh, it's Chris Kirkpatrick. Yeah, he's got to go because once we get rid of him, they got nobody. Like, that's what you do. You take out the strongest, weakest player.
Yeah, great point.
Who doesn't have any connections where they're going to come after you the following week. So unless he can find a way to integrate himself into a numbers group that can win competitions, like if he can get in Misha's ear or something like that. It remains to be seen. He has a chance. But just from initial impressions, first episode, he's a social dude. He's been around the world, so he knows how to adapt to different situations. But just the initial impression, it looks like he might be on us within a smaller group, if anyone. I don't know who would be his number 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's going to be his number 1.
That's what I'm saying.
Talking about number 2, like him and somebody else.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
I think I was not happy tonight. I wasn't feeling very good about it. I'm like, man, he's running out of options quick because Carson knows 90% of the cast.
Yeah, and that's a good thing at first. That's really is a good thing. Like, I don't think my thing is I don't think Carson's going to go home early, but I also don't think Carson's going to win. I don't know.
He'll probably get the boot. He'll probably get the boot, but he's kind of like a Ross. Do you remember Ross from Celebrity Big Brother? He finished second on Marissa's season, Celebrity Big Brother. It was like either last season or season before. It was the season before that. But he, again, social butterfly, host. He's able to kind of like control a room. He's a what do you call those? At the carnival, at the you have the ring. I don't know. The guy with the hat on and the red jacket.
Zac Efron, Hugh Jackman in The Greatest Showman. Yeah, of course I know what you're talking about. I don't know
that guy's name.
Ringmaster.
The Ringmaster. Thank you. Everyone, I guarantee you, hit right now, put your hands up
Ringmaster,
in the chat.
You type it in Google, it literally describes exactly what you just said. The dude with the hat. It's like literally that.
Everyone in the comments right now, put your hand up if you were yelling Ringmaster at the screen as I was saying it.
Derrick, come on.
Speaking of a Ringmaster, kind of wore a hat similar to that tonight. Look at this segue. Todd Bridges had that Ringmaster hat on kind of tonight, the top hat when he was the host of the HOH comp.
Oh, I was what are you talking about? He walked in with no hat on. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What
did you think about, well, first of all, what did you think would have happened if nobody put their hand up?
I don't know. I think someone would have, but I mean, if nobody put their hand up, Julie would have probably said, hey, it's going to go to a draw or something like that. But I think someone's always that social awkwardness where it's quiet. Someone finally like caves. And he made the right move because it's going to look like he's a team player to a certain degree. But I also think people are smart enough to know like he wasn't winning this comp and he knew that. I liked him better than I thought I would. I didn't know him that well, but I liked him better than I thought I would. Again, he's someone who has been in multiple situations as an actor, traveled around the world. He has the ability to adapt, and most importantly, he has the ability to act. So he could definitely find a way to integrate himself. And there are some people that are fans of him, like Cynthia, who might be in the bigger group, said she had a crush on him when he was younger, she was younger. So would she want to work with someone she had a crush on?
Probably.
I don't know. What were your thoughts?
He just wasn't there. I don't know what he's going to bring to the table. You know, I thought it was hilarious when he had the line about like, oh, people are going to be leaving in body bags. And remember on the live, we were joking around about him. Like, I think Tiffany said it maybe, or Steph. I don't know who said it about like him, like killing someone. What happens with that? It was like a joke, obviously.
Yes.
But when he made that joke, I was like, oh man, that was interesting.
Yeah. I don't know. That was a weird choice of words.
I have no idea how he's going to do.
He's kind of like an unknown factor right now. Final one. And this one, again, is someone I'm interested about because she's on my team. I thought she was going to be a sleeper. But I don't know now. Go first. Mariah Nagasu, what'd you think? Go,
super sweet. Super sweet. Yeah. Really nice girl. I think people are going to like her. So she'll go. But then it'll be like, it's going to break people's hearts to send her home. But I don't find her going into the alliances. And I think she's going to be the one where they're like, we hate to do this to you, Misha, but we have to. Oh, not Misha. We hate to do this to you, Mariah, but we vote to evict you. Like as it gets a little bit further, I don't think she's gonna be the first ones out. She might be the second or third.
Yeah, I don't think she'll be the first one out, but I agree. She might be the second boot. And the reason I don't think she'll be the first boot, because this is the next question I'm coming to you, is because I think Misha is going to, strong woman. She's going to probably want to get a guy out.
Yeah, guys.
So that's kind of the rundown. Before I continue with, who we think is going to be first boot, I agree with everything you said about Mariah. Her coming into the house, there's one thing you and I both know about Big Brother. You can be smart, you can be athletic, you can be both. Social skills are the number one skill in this game. Because if you lack even in both those, we've seen it, you can get far in the game just by being socially adaptable, being able to blend in, being able to develop relationships with multiple people.
Yeah.
She seems like she's going to be, listen, when you're an Olympian, your one focus is the gold medal, and your circle is super small because you are so goal oriented on winning the Olympics.
Yeah.
And so I don't know how well she's going to do in integrating herself with these big personalities. I think that might even cause her to be maybe slightly more of an introvert. Although I was Slightly encouraged by the end where she put on the glasses, and I was like, okay,
Oh
she got
yeah,
a little,
she had a little personality.
she's got a little personality, but is she just going to have that in the diary room?
Yeah.
Or is she going to be able to do that in a room full of people like Carson? I don't know.
Yeah.
She will do good in balance competitions, things like that. But again, as long as Misha's there, Misha's already 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my two picks. I wasn't overly excited about either, but I had said something a little earlier. We talked about first boot, second boot. Who do you think will be the first boot?
Oh man, it's really hard to say. So Todrick's obviously not going to go near the block. He's probably going to be someone that she trusts. So I think he'll probably be able to have a conversation with her, talk to her about who she finds a threat, and be able to like kind of steer her clear of anybody that he really wants to protect, which as of right now would be, in my opinion, who I think he's going to try to protect the most would be Carson, Cynthia, Lamar, and
Shayna.
Shayna. So that leaves Todd, Teddy. I think Teddy's going up. It leaves Mariah. It leaves Chris Kirkpatrick. Let me see. Who do I think?
While you're guessing, I'm going to tell you what. Chris Kattan and Teddy are going on the block, in my opinion.
You think both of them are going on the block? I mean,
Guy
I said
girl.
I
He's going to say that she's going to go guy girl.
First two off, though, were who?
First two off were Chris Kattan and I believe Cynthia.
Yeah.
But I don't think Cynthia goes. I don't know.
It could be. And so what I'm saying is if Todrick can get in her here and kind of like maneuver it, but I do think she goes guy girl. And I think Chris Kattan is an easy one.
Which isn't a bad play, by the way.
No.
Not a bad play.
And if you go the first and second one off of a competition, not a horrible play either in your first HOH. Do we think she goes the safe route? Do you take her as let me just settle it down. I'm going to go for the safe route.
That's a great question. I don't know. But I think Todrick's going to control her HOH.
Yeah.
Because she seems like she really likes him. So we'll see. One more thing before we wrap up here, because I think we have to mention it. This 6th season is going to be super fast. What did you think about, 2 HOHs, 2 eliminations per week?
Yeah, it's going to be 2 evictions every single week, which leaves us at the end. So we'll be January 20-something, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be the finale. So it's going to be a lot because, 2 people every week. That's 4. That leaves us with 3 on the finale night.
So does that cater towards a more athletic person or an intelligent person, because the social element of the game may not be as important because the relationships are, before you get close to someone, they're going home.
Yeah, the social aspect of Big Brother is definitely, I would say normally it's 50-50, right?
Right.
And maybe a combination of social, competitions, and strategy. Are all evenly important, in my opinion. I think the social aspect is completely diluted in this season because of what you just said. So, and they all know each other. Like, they're all familiar with each other on the celebrity realm. They've all been in that, like, avenue before. So the social aspect is kind of gone, other than like, okay, that person's rubbing me the wrong way.
Right.
But it's also hard to do that in a season where 2 people are going home every week. So there's comps, then there's a break, noms, veto, comp again, or somebody goes home, comp again. It's like, it's really more of it's almost like the chaos of a double, but not with that craziness. Like how it's like, you barely have conversations. I think it's going to be a lot of that. It's going to be a lot of
the twist too. We got that twist in that gift box.
Yeah, where one person has a benefit and one person is what I'm assuming.
What do you think it's going to be? One person's cursed. I have no clue. I just think that person,
one safety, someone goes on the block. That put someone up.
And that person who gets the safety might have to choose or something like that. Final thoughts from me before we wrap this up. I think it's going to be a pretty good season. I didn't have a lot of hope for it. These aren't like big celebrities, but now that I see them together, it's so weird. It might just work. I don't know. And I'm not just saying that. We're not getting paid by CBS. So we're going to be honest with you. I have no ambition to go back on the show. So like, there's no incentive for me to lie to you guys. I actually think it might work. I think there's going to be some drama for sure. These personalities are way too strong, which for most of you, that's what you want. If you're watching the season for the strategic element of it, you're not going to see it. Sorry. This is going to be a messy season. There's going to be some fights, some crying, some yelling, maybe some people wanting to go home. I think you're going to get all that. But we're not going to look back on this season and probably say, wow, what a masterclass of how to play Big Brother. This is going to be messy. And I think,
but are
honestly,
we expecting
that's
that ever?
no,
from a celebrity?
No,
You know?
that's what this is for.
Yeah.
That's what this is for. This is a bunch of people who think they can go in there, collect a check. They have no idea what they signed up for.
They have no idea. This is it's fun and it's exciting when you first go in, and then it becomes, because I was thinking about this during the show. I was like, these celebrities have no idea how to kind of like, they're at a point in their lives where I don't have to hold back what I say. If I don't like somebody, I could say it. And
Yep.
if I'm bothered by somebody, I'll leave and I won't go where they are. And in the Big Brother house, that is not easy to do. And they're not ready for that. And I think that's why they have the biggest struggle with it, because they're used to this lifestyle that they now no longer have.
Mm-hmm.
Where normal people, we're just like, I mean, dude, like for me, I was like, dude, I need to go. I need that money. Like, I need to get out of here. Them, it's like, oh, well, I could use the money. It's not like I need it. Like, I won't die without it. But I mean, I'm not going to go broke without it. But I don't know. I don't know.
I will see. You got to remember too, they've been in the house for over a week now. So I'm definitely going to pop on the feed. I got my iPad right here. As we're filming this, we just filmed this. The first episode just ended as soon as we started filming. So the live feeds are probably already up right now. You may be watching them as we're recording this. So I'm probably going to pop on the feeds tonight just because I want to see what we saw tonight was a week ago. So I want to see what the dynamic is now in that house. And not only that, if the feeds are coming on, I don't want to say anything, but the person who was evicted has probably already gone home, right? It was a week ago. Yes. So hey,
I don't think the feed. So this is what I was I was gonna say this because I saw this. I have the Twitter, the CBBUS3 up, and somebody put in all caps, "What the F do you mean Friday? We can't wait for you to see all the real-time action inside the Big Brother house. The live feeds are delayed. Please check back Friday for an update."
Wow.
In the meantime, relive all the drama from season.
Wow.
From the season
Big Brother
premiere.
pulled a fast one.
Yeah. So
which makes sense because we would have already known.
Yeah.
Yeah. The feeds. I'll tell you, that sucks. That sucks. And it's not. You know what? I got to say it. That's wrong. People are paying for the feeds. They're paying for the inside scoop. They're paying for the opportunity to get to see the show behind the show.
Mm-hmm.
They're not there to, find out what happens when everybody else does. They're paying a premium to find out before everyone. That's the benefit of it, to go on and see who went home before everybody else. And yes, they may go on and spoil it on Twitter, but if the casuals, as people refer to it, the ones who are watching on TV, they're not looking at Twitter for updates. They're going to watch the show with the other 4 or 5 million people. They're not going to be spoiled by Twitter. So for that, I mean, there can't be more than a couple 100,000 people who download the feeds.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's wrong. I think you're charging someone for a premium. You're paying for Paramount Plus. Part of Big Brother has always been the access to the live feeds. Now they kind of use the live feeds as an extension of the show where you don't really get any inside info, maybe very little. But, it's like they always stop the feeds, cut them off, whatever. Whenever there's something of value that they have, the feeds don't get that anymore, which I don't agree with. But that was my little rant. I'm looking forward to it either way. That sucks. I was going to pop the feeds on. So that's really all I had to say about the feeds. I mean, I really think they got to do a better job with it. But I know we got a little bit of announcement for the schedule rest of the week. You want to weigh in on that?
Yeah, I mean, so what I think is going to happen this season, it's going to have, I guess, back and forth when these celebrities get bothered, and especially, somebody's kind of rubbing them the wrong way, whether it's, oh, you nominated me last week, so now I'm bothered. So now everything you say kind of bothers me a little bit. I think we're going to have a blow up. I don't think we're going to have a crazy strategy. And the winner I'm picking, I didn't do it in the episode, I don't think, is Todrick. I think Todrick's going to win it all.
Yeah,
I would love to see him. Yeah, but I was saying it on like a basis of, I like him because I know him and I want him to win, but genuinely seeing the cast and how they are, I see a path already, because it's a shorter season, to him just going to the end and winning.
Possible. Definitely possible. What about our BB draft? What's the schedule for that? Let everyone know. If you're not watching already, we got a BB draft going. We'll have our second live episode Friday, right?
Yeah, so for those of you that did not see our live, we have 4 of us, Tiffany from Big Brother 23, Derrick, Derrick's co-host Stephanie, also another pretty big YouTuber, and myself. We did a fantasy draft last Friday. We're going to be doing a live update this Friday after the eviction at 10:15 p.m. Eastern time on the Winner Circle YouTube channel. We're going to be kind of just going back and forth, bantering a little bit, doing the point system update after, the HOH, the veto.
Going to be 2 HOHs, 2 veto. Yeah.
Yep, there's going to be a lot of points to give out. And so make sure you guys are checking in on our Instagram, Winner Circle Cast. Because I'm going to be putting up updated stories with the points, who's in the lead, and all that fun stuff as well.
Absolutely. So you guys see it, Winner Circle Cast. Check it out on IG. We appreciate you guys joining us here on the Winner Circle. We will see you Friday night.